Hi everybody, we're back from our trip now. We're gonna give you a little peek into our trip and how it went. The first day and the second day were great. We had some stuff we had to figure out on this thing behind me, but I got some pictures and videos to show y'all. See y'all in a minute. We're still up here in Mena, Arkansas. This is one of my favorite places to come and just look out over. It's called Eagle Mountain. We just saw a bald eagle. I guess he's gone now. But if you look down far enough, you can see town. So peaceful and quiet up here. What you just saw was Eagle Mountain. I think I said it, but I don't remember. And what you're about to see is where our trip took a turn.
We were having a good time. It was a very, very nice day. And we enjoying it. We decided to go down a couple of trails that we've been riding for years. Billy and I had a talk about complacency earlier that morning. This is not something that I can blame on that as far as complacency. But anyway, we're going to show you what the aftermath of all of it went. It took a turn that could have been tragic, but God blessed us and held on to Billy. He had him in both hands. So y'all get ready to see what happened next. He was not wearing a camera. He was focusing on what he was doing. He didn't think about a camera. We were just enjoying our time away from everyday life. Something we try and do a time or two a year. And anyway, y'all just watch what went on from there.
Hey, tell the camera what I did.
Hey, he fell 50 feet. He's the one taking the picture. I fixed to ride it up.
That was the crash. I remember going around a curve on Trail 8. My glasses got moved around inside my helmet. I reached up to lift up my visor and fix them, and there was a soft spot
On the side of the trail.
on the side of the trail, and just kind of slipped out from under me. I fell 25 feet, we think, and this thing fell probably about 85. All I can say is I'm glad to be here. And all I've got is a couple scrapes, cuts, and bruises. But yeah. And we had some some angels that helped us. And when we came back the next day, there were people that came that were coming down the trail, and first thing they asked when they saw us climbing down the mountain and saw what was down there, first thing that came out of their mouth is, "Are you okay?" Yes. Then they said, "All right, let's get this thing up the mountain." Very, very nice people. Now it's time to see the damage done to the four-wheeler. There's a bent rack on the right. This is the right side of the four-wheeler. It's bent pretty bad. Not too bad of a bend in the rim, but we brought some Arkansas dirt and roots and everything back home with us. This is the back rack. It's been on both sides. Seat is torn up. And I thought the handlebars were bent, but I don't think they are now. And if anybody goes on Trail 8 in Mena, Arkansas, they'll see a green and black handled Phillips screwdriver at the base of a tree. That is where this went down.
Well, Billy's wanting me to give my accounts of what happened that day. You know, anything can happen at any given time. We take chances just getting out of bed every morning when your feet hit the ground. Hello. The way I look at it is we learn from our experiences, and although this could have ended up tragic, it did not. The biggest casualty of it is this hunk of iron behind us that means nothing at the end of the day. So we can fix that. That's very minimal damage at best, but my main goal was see if he was okay, because I was about 250 yards from him when it happened. He was following me, so I'd look back to see him in my mirror. Yes, we have mirrors on both of our four-wheelers anytime we go on trail rides. This one got destroyed. Y'all never mind the livestock back there. I'd look back and he had rounded that corner and started down that little bitty hill. We've done this many dozens of times before. And you know, he was coming to a fairly straight spot in the trail. So I went on ahead because we've been following each other this, you know, for 2 days, and you know, hadn't had a problem. He wears a full face helmet. Anybody that, you know, I do not. That's my personal choice because I have not. However, anybody that wants to wear a helmet, get the best helmet you can afford, and don't go without a helmet if you don't, you know, if you feel better riding with one. I noticed after about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, he wasn't back there. So I turned around and went back to where I was in sight of where I'd seen him last, and he wasn't there. And he wasn't in between me and where I'd seen him last. I started hollering for him, and thank God he was conscious, because he hollered back. And I asked, "Where are you at?" Because I could not see him. And then I looked, you know, I was still looking around down the mountain because that's about the only place you can go. It's very narrow trails. And I asked him, I said, "Where are you at?" And he said, "I'm down here." Well, heck, he was covered in leaves, rocks, dirt. He had tree limbs all over him. And he stuck his hand up and kind of turned to the side where I could see the side of his face. He was facing away from me, looking down. And that's when I asked him, "Are you okay?" And next thing I know, I'm 25 or so feet down, standing next to him before he could answer. So it's amazing what you find inside yourself, what you can do when it's an emergency situation. When somebody you love has been in harm's way. After that, I helped him up. He was okay. He was just very, very sore. Then that's after about 15 minutes of me checking him over, making sure he's not, you know, doesn't have a concussion that I can tell, you know, looking at his pupils and looking him over on his torso because he was complaining about he was sore. You know, he was hurting, but it was nowhere that wasn't, you know, where it would cause him to have anything broken that I could tell, or internal bleeding or anything like that. So we thank God for that. But after that, that's when we decided I went down to go look at the four-wheeler that was, I thought it was only about 75 feet down from the top of the trail. On the day of the recovery, it turned out it was a little further than that. And we met up with some people. They just happened by. I mean, we're in the middle of the week where there's no real, you know, a whole lot of traffic on the trails, and it's right here at the end of the season. So we had pretty much trails mostly to ourselves. And then these very kind and very, they were a godsend. Herman, Wendy, and your spouses that showed up. When they showed up and they figured out that nobody was hurt, that this had happened the day before, I'm going to tell you one thing. They just clocked in and went to work. That's the only thing I can say. Because we were going to be hours trying to get this four-wheeler from the down the side of the mountain back up with come along and ratchet straps and all. which I can tell you this, if it wasn't for the lady that owns the campground where we stay, we wouldn't even had that. I would have had to gone in to town that night and gone and bought everything I could to recover this four-wheeler, which is what I was prepared to do if I couldn't get it back up with what we had. So anyway, the video footage that you saw was taken by very, very, very good people. And shout out to them. Absolutely a godsend to us. And I owe them a debt of gratitude. So, but that's my take on it. We're back home. We're going to do an assessment on this, which is not bad. We've got a bent wheel or two. The racks are all bent up. Plastic's busted. Seat, of course, he's already gone over that. Other than that, we're probably going to be putting a new set of rear brakes on this, which I've already seen the video on that. That was the original set, but I had to pull him down the mountain, back down that trail behind my four-wheeler, and because it was an oversight on my part with all the adrenaline rushing and trying to get him back safely on day 2 when we went to recover this. But it had slipped out of Ford, so it grinded the gears, and I thought that we'd trashed the transmission or something else. So long story short, y'all, we're all okay. We're here another day to thank God that we're on this side of the dirt and nobody got seriously injured at all. And there are still very good people out there. But anyway, hope y'all see what we see in the video, and that's God blessed us, and once again He's blessed us. So I give it all to Him. I give it all to God. Y'all enjoy. We'll have more videos soon, or He will. I'm just a stand-in when He says I have wisdom. I don't know about all that. But anyway, have a good day.
Hopefully y'all have made it this far. I think this is the ending to the Mena trip. I don't know. If y'all stayed this long, please like. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in the comments. It only takes a couple seconds, if you don't mind. Thank y'all.